So one day, Shoemaker discovered that tiny little men were coming in the night and repairing his shoes for free. After several weeks of this, he realized they could also make copies of the candle maker's candles and the jeweler's jewelry. So with his newfound spare time, he set up rival businesses to his friends. But the shoemaker's wife said, "I'm worried these little men could be a metaphor for AI." And the shoemaker said, "You can't accuse someone of being a literary device. Why would you mess with all this good luck?" And his wife said, "But what if they evolve into a metaphor for something worse? You can't control metaphors." And the shoemaker said, "You can't judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes," which was a catchphrase he said when he didn't know what else to say. But his wife asked the little men directly, "Are you a metaphor for AI?" And the little men said, "You're just saying that because you're naturally anxious. How did you know me so well? We live in your house. We hear all your conversations. We have access to your medical documents." But at that point, his customers found out about the little men and they decided to go straight to the source because the little men only asked for glasses of water as payment. The shoemaker lost his business, as did half the village. Even the businesses that refused to use the little men were still accused of using the little men. In a fit of rage and regret, the shoemaker killed one of the little men. "They're just a metaphor," he shouted in court. But the judge said, "I can see no evidence that these men are a metaphor. At worst, they're a simile." And the lawyer said, "Your Honor, these are either living men or an allegory, but they are definitely not a simile. I made that very clear in the case notes that you said you read." And the judge whispered to the little men under his desk, "You've embarrassed me again." And he sentenced the shoemaker to jail to distract everyone, which worked. And the shoemaker's wife said, "I guess the lesson is don't judge a tiny man until you've walked a mile in his shoes." And the shoemaker said, "Yeah. Wait, that doesn't make sense." And suddenly his wife's face rippled and he realized she was just 50 men standing on each other's shoulders. He had drunkenly asked them to impersonate her when she left him a week earlier. And since then, she'd mostly just been saying things he had said in the past, but with a really positive attitude. And she shuffled it all around so that it felt new. And the shoemaker said, "I'll decide how I feel about this in the morning. I'm so tired." And that's how the shoemaker got his shoes. This story changed my life.